Can't agree more, Jim, with your statement, hearing about the need for us to sort of change the image of the party, and that you are focusing on elevating women and making sure we do that has been something that a lot of us on both sides of the gender aisle in the Republican Party have been trying to do. And I'm going to take the opportunity, as Paul said, to pitch on a fundraising end, but it's not for us. We've started under the Young Guns program something called the Artemis Project. And this is a project squarely focused on trying to get women candidates elected. What we've seen is a lot of the women candidates who've been in the primaries thus far have not fared well because they've not had the resources. They're great candidates, they're professional women, some of them are also moms, and do that balancing act that no one else is called upon to do on our side of the gender aisle. And so it's important, though, for us as a party to make a statement this year. For those of you from California, congratulations. You are leading the pack for us as far as making sure this is the year of the women for Republicans. So with Carly and Meg out there doing a great service to all of us to show that the Republican Party is not your father's Oldsmobile. And it really is something that we can embrace for this new century, new technology, and new leaders. So I would commend your attention to that. Kerry Cohen is helping us head that project up. And just a little bit, you know, Paul talked a little bit about the book, and you know, Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, and I launched Young Guns and the program that many of you have been involved in last cycle. And the reason why we said it was necessary is because we're tired of losing. And you know, we had gotten clocked in '06, obviously. And we felt like in '08, you know, it gave us an opportunity to start to rebuild towards that election. Well, as '08 would have it, it was probably the worst political environment that certainly I can remember in my time here. And yet, the Republicans in the House, we picked up 5 seats. Now, I'd love to claim the gal seat in New Orleans as one of that, but I'm going to leave that to Mr. Jefferson. But I do think that the 4 seats that we actually picked up were ones that we can credit to the Young Guns program. As some of you know who were there early on, what this program was and now is to a great extent because Pete Sessions and the NRCC have embraced this, is a program to instill some accountability in our candidates. You know, we say, look, you've got benchmarks to meet. And we as a party, and the leader and I said, we're not going to get behind you unless you go and do your part. And that's essentially what it is. In this very non-business, unscientific business of politics, that's what the Young Guns program did. And now Pete has incorporated it into the institution of the NRCC. And that is why now you have seen 40 frontline young gun candidates announced, so we can send the signal to all of you on the outside that this is where our efforts lie. And we hope by the time we get to Labor Day that we're going to have over 60 young gun candidates, because this is how we're going to take the 39 seats back. We can't just have 39 seats in play, we all know that. And we've got to focus our resources and make sure that we are investing in the kind of operations and campaigns that will win. Now, as to the candidates, this has been an unprecedented year for us. You know, Kevin McCarthy has done a great job, along with Pete Sessions and Lynn Westmoreland at the NRCC, in going out and finding some great women and men, minorities, unlike I've seen before, running for office in our party as well. And we've got to make those extra efforts to go and support that if we're going to be serious about reclaiming and reforming a governing coalition here. You know, I look at the Ripon Society, and I know many of you have constantly been out there saying, look, if we don't have a plan to take back the Northeast and the upper Midwest and the coast in this country, if we don't have a plausible strategy, there's no way. There's no way that we can sustain a lasting governing coalition as a majority. This country's become too diverse. You know, the new generation is frankly not fixated on some of the things that dominate the old construct partisan politics. And we've always got to be out there growing and trying to search of those new, energized young leaders that want to come here for the reasons that the people want, not what some old construct has dictated that we should want here in Washington. So we're very excited about the Young Guns program. Let me speak